Hello, everyone. Welcome here. Today, we are going to play some Zoo Tycoon. Once the computer finishes booting up, anyway. All right. I remember those logo videos being a lot louder than that. Maybe I just had the in-game audio cranked up to the point where it'd blow your eardrums out. Huh. Okay. Anyway, here we have our zoo. It's making money, but not as much money as we need it to make. Because we need, several more exhibits. I don't remember exactly how many more. Let me count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we need 5 more exhibits, I think. We should probably start putting the exhibits over here. I'm going to save this corner for the panda exhibits, I think. Do I want to... Okay, first of all, we need to figure out what animal we want to do. I don't think we're ready to do the unicorn exhibit yet. We already have saltwater crocodile. What's in this one? Black leopards, okay. So we've got Bengal tigers, got white Bengal tigers. Roto dragon. Giant anteater would probably not be a bad idea if we stuck it over here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Computer? Damn it. We did start properly, right? Yeah, it did. Computer? Computer? Piece of shit. Did it start on the right channel? Yes, it did. Huh. Computer? What is the density for the giant anteater? I think we can use short fence for this as well. Come on, give me a density number, damn it. Oh, it misheard me. It's looking for egg eater. I said ant eater. I thought quite clearly. Oh, I should have upgraded to the better. Let's just kill that and restart it.
The game database file, called game_dump.sqlite,
I know that.
as an animals table with 118 readable animals, plus a guest entry. There is no egg eater in that table. The
That's
project
because you
also
misheard me,
references a
you piece of
DLC database, but checking that one. There is no egg eater in any animals table or strings database either. Now I am checking whether the repository has other data sources, like code
No,
or
it doesn't.
CSV files, and whether the term egg eater appears anywhere else.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. You're supposed to search for ant eater. Oh well. Hell yeah. That was unexpected. That's not getting me any closer to the information I wanted, though. Computer? Computer? What is the density for the giant ant eater? Got it that time. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The giant anteater has an animal
Wait.
density of 15 square feet per animal, so an exhibit with n anteaters needs 15 times n tiles.
Okay, so they're pretty compact. Computer, what are the group sizes for it? I probably want to put more than one animal.
Giant anteaters usually travel alone or in small groups of up to 3. The minimum group size is 1, and the maximum is 3. According to the project guidelines, these numbers are just suggestions, so you can use the actual number you choose.
Yes, but they don't like it if you have too many in there. So we're just going to do a pair, but we're going to make it big enough for 3. Which should be nice and cheap. All right. Computer, what is their terrain mix? Hello, survey. Did I already say hello for you, Dread? And in case I didn't, hello. I was a bit distracted at the moment, I suppose. Since things weren't working. I don't like the way this isn't working out to the right length.
For the giant anteater, the terrain mix is as follows, with the percentages adding up to 100. Rainforest floor makes up 80%, at $50 per tile. Dirt is 10%, at $20 per tile. Grass is 8%, at $40 per tile. Freshwater is 2%, at $30 per tile. All other terrains are not suitable and are left out. When allocating tiles for a single species, the non-dominant terrains each get the floor of the percentage times the total number of tiles, with a minimum of 1 tile if the percentage is greater than 0. The remaining
works.
tiles go to rainforest
I'm the one
floor.
who wrote that.
For example, with 3 anteaters and 45 tiles, you get 1 freshwater tile, 3 grass tiles, 4 dirt tiles, and 37 rainforest floor tiles.
Okay. It's almost entirely rainforest. That's what I wanted to know. I wrote the math for how it should figure that out. It doesn't have to regurgitate it to me. The summarizer probably should have removed that. Oh well. Okay. That's a much nicer path to lay out. Now, back to what I was doing, which was laying out a giant anteater exhibit. It was 1 water tile. Actually, wait, that's for minimum size, so this is probably going to be larger than that. I didn't actually tell it how many tiles, so to assume minimum, aka 30. Which this is not that. Let's just drop the anteaters in there and I'll figure out what they want different. First of all, though, we don't have the large burrow. Interesting. Okay. Well, the normal burrow is plenty fine. Okay. Not enough grass, not enough dirt, too much rainforest floor. About what I expected. Give them a little dirt patch around their burrow. Okay, what kind of foliage do they like? I'll turn the grid on before I forget. These things, oh good, they're a nice quarter tile tree. That'll work perfect. Oh, you guys need a zookeeper too. Okay, that gets us to 98 suitability, which is plenty. Let's go ahead and add a zookeeper. Alright, who's next? Clouded leopard might not be the worst idea. Computer? Computer? What is the density for the clouded leopard?
Assuming you mean the clouded leopard, the density is 35 square feet per animal. If you meant one of the others, it's 20 for the black leopard, 35 for the leopard, and 35 for the snow leopard.
Wait, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that is correct. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a pair of clouded leopards. If I remember correctly, they require a mostly rainforest. We're not exactly short on cash, so I'm just going to go ahead and cover the whole thing. Then we'll come back and adjust later. Give them a rock cave. I'm pretty sure that's the shelter they like. And we still don't have the cat climbing tree, really? Okay. Needs more foliage, not enough grass, too much rainforest floor. Okay, they don't want any water or anything in here, I don't think. Nope. Okay, that's easy then. More foliage. They need mangrove trees, which is excellent. And we're basically out of money. But we gotta spend every single penny we get on mangrove trees to get them above their yellow happiness line. I need to put them 1 per tile for a little bit, because that'll raise the suitability faster than putting 4 in a tile will. Okay. They're no longer at emergency levels of appreciation for their shelter. Now we can go back to increasing the density. Okay, 93 is technically good enough. But it's not really good enough. Alright. So I'm going to remove that tree so we have more room to put the cat climbing tree in that front corner later. And that gets them to 96 suitability, which is plenty fine. Alright. Leopards are done. Now, 3 more exhibits before we can do pandas. What other cheap to do animals could I add? We could do some like gazelles or some bullshit. Probably not gazelles. Bison might be interesting. Because they like mostly grass. It'd be quite cheap. Computer? Computer? What is the density for bison?
American bison. Density is 20 square feet per animal. African buffalo is also 20, in case that's what you meant.
20? Okay. Computer? What is the group size for bison? 500 guests. Group size
American
is probably
bison.
large.
Group size is 3 to 10. That means the minimum number is 3, and the maximum is 10. For comparison, African buffalo groups are 2 to 10.
I don't care about the African buffalo, but thank you anyway. So you need at least 60 tiles. Okay, that makes more sense then. You'd end up spending a lot of money on fencing to put in a bison pen. You know, I don't know if I've ever done a bison exhibit. It's not going to be cheap. Let's calculate it for 5 animals. So I need 20. Be at least 100. Well, if we go all the way to the corner. Not sure how many tiles it ends up being. So there's 5 bison. Okay, we could fit 7 bison and be even with the corner. Okay. They probably use the stable, which only has a capacity of 3 animals, surprisingly. Let's add a couple of those. And then I think we'll get 3 bison. More rocks, more foliage. Too much grass, not enough fresh water. Okay, about what I expected. They are happy enough, just with the exhibit in the state it is in there currently. So we can just add 1 more bison and then adjust to taste. Okay. Then we just add foliage and rocks. Are there any good grassland rocks? I don't think there are. Which means we're just going to want the occasional large rock. Okay, that's enough rocks. Foliage, they like the broadleaf bush, which is nice and cheap. And we got baby bison already. Okay, suitability is 92. Good. I was really worried that suitability was going to be too low. I could, like, delete a large rock and replace it with small rocks to try to get it up more. But I'm glad I didn't have to. I do have a repairman wandering around, don't I? I do not. Okay, let's hire one quick. I noticed some fences were getting worn down. And I thought, oh yeah, I should get the repair guy around to those, but I didn't realize I didn't have one. He should be busy for a little while, I guess. I did not hire a zookeeper for the bison, and they definitely need one. Okay. Oh, how many animals does large stable fit? 5. It's not quite enough, but I would rather have the large stable than the small one. I mean, it is enough for what's in there currently. But it's not. I think this can fit 7 bison, if I remember correctly. Anyway. Do a quick exhibit census again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, we need 2 more. 2 more animals. I really want to do a unicorn exhibit, but I think that might be in addition to the other ones. Like, I just want to crank out a couple cheap ones. Penguin might be reasonably cheap. It's a lot of snow and water. So it's probably not, actually. Computer? Computer? What is the density of the Emperor Penguin? Depends how many tiles they take. If it's not many tiles, then...
Emperor
Oh.
penguin. Density is 15 square feet per animal.
Okay. I don't think I'd call it square feet. I don't know where I decided to start calling them square feet, but anyway. Square something, anyway. Computer? They're okay with short fences, right? Doesn't take that long to look
Yes,
up
the
Kenjo.
Emperor penguin has a bash strength of 0 and it has no crush, climb, or jump constraints. It doesn't crush fences. It's not a climber, and it's not a jumper. It needs 3 tiles of land, because it's semi-aquatic, so it uses a land path, not tank walls. A fence that's 1 tile high works fine. The cheapest option is the small chain link fence, which is 1 tile high,
I know
has a
that.
strength of 200 and costs $45 per tile.
I knew that too. Computer? What is the group size for the Emperor Penguin? This is probably big enough. It should hold 3 animals.
Emperor penguin. Group size ranges from 2 to 16. The minimum number is 2, and the maximum number is 16.
That's a lot of penguins. Okay. Okay, that's 2 penguins. That's 4 penguins. That's 6 penguins. That's 8 penguins. That darn well better be enough penguins. Computer? 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 What is the ratio?
You're welcome.
Screw you. Computer? What is the ratio of land to water for the Emperor Penguin? Oop, Panda Cave, finally. That's good. We're going to need that in a little bit.
Emperor penguin terrain mix. 40% snow, 60% salt water. That's a 2 to 3 land to water ratio.
All right. It's going to cost a lot of money, but... That's probably not perfect, but it should be close. That's going to cost us $8,000. Computer. Computer. They don't require shelters, do they? I don't believe they do, but we'll find out in a second. And it never hurts to ask. I really don't like the trigger word system I'm using for this. It's flaky. It might just be the particular model I'm using for the trigger word. Because it might not be trained very well. If I really wanted to spend the time, I could probably train a better model myself, but...
Actually, they do require a shelter. The code sets need shelter to 1, so your earlier assumption was wrong. Let me check which shelter fits. Here are the compatible options, cheapest first. A small concrete shelter holds 2 and costs $125. A small wood shelter also holds 2, but costs $175. A concrete shelter holds 4 for $175. A wood shelter holds 4 for $225. A large concrete shelter holds 6 for $2.25. A large wood shelter holds 6 for $3.25. And a snow cave, which is the RCK Cave 2 file, holds 4 for $600. The largest capacity is 6, so a max group of 16 penguins would need 3 large concrete shelters, costing $675 total, or you could mix different types.
Rock Cave is definitely the right choice. We almost have enough money to afford the terrain modifications, and then we'll go ahead and add a couple of snowy rock caves. And then dump a couple penguins in and see how horribly off we are on our layout. Cat climbing tree is available. That's good. We should probably put those in before we get too much farther along. Technically, we don't need them for either of these exhibits, but I need to do another animal sale check soon. See, it's April year 2. Yeah. Okay. Now, penguins. How much are these little bastards going to cost me? 1,000 apiece? Oh, it does show the Snowy Rock Cave as their preferred shelter. Probably going to want to put at least 2 rock caves in eventually. So I might as well start with that now. I don't remember what the minimum group size was. It's definitely not 1, though. Oh well, we'll just wait for a little bit of money to build up. Alright, well this should at least let us buy a pair. Which is enough to make them too much salt water, not enough snow. Okay. Okay. More shelters necessary. They want more rocks. Ooh, these guys might be hard to get to 90. Because they don't like foliage. I didn't think about that. Well, worst case, we might have to just not count them into our 15 exhibits, which would be a colossal waste of money, but... I need to get a zookeeper over here to take care of them as well. Is that a baby penguin already? I do believe it is. Alright, now we need to hire the zookeeper. And then we need to buy a polar bear for the penguin exhibit, because those two will definitely get along well. We will not be buying a polar bear for the penguin exhibit. That would end very badly for the penguins. Okay, hopefully they really like rocks. Which I think that's a bad idea. $87, come on. You want more rocks. No. Bastards. Okay. Okay, we made 90 suitability. That's all that matters. There's complaining of too many rocks, but they're still getting little happy symbols. So apparently whatever downside there is to too many rocks, it's not kicking in hard enough to... Okay, they don't like the large snowy rock all that much, apparently. But they really like the small snowy rock. Whatever. 94 suitability, that's good enough. I think we need one more to reach the suitability rating we need. So... should we get a polar bear? Polar bear might be a good idea. Okay. Oh, we have too many Komodo dragons now, too. Okay. How are we doing on lions? Some idiot put trees in front of the door, so it's hard to click on it. There we go. Leave the lions alone for now. Warthogs. We definitely have way too flipping many of those. Okay. We're gonna sell pretty much all the warthogs. Okay, keep a couple of the baby ones. Kangaroos. Okay, I think I sized this for like 4 elephants or some shit like that. So we don't have to worry about them just right away. Giant anteaters, we're fine. Clouded leopards. Okay. Might be cool to put a polar bear right here beside the penguins. Sure, let's do that. There's panda fertility. Very important bit of research. Okay. Now, polar bear. I believe have a very similar exhibit to what we just built. I could ask for the ratios, but I don't think I care enough to bother. Goodbye money, you'll be missed. Alright, you, Mr. Zookeeper, are going to take care of both of these guys once I add the polar bears. There are actually 2 different polar bear animals. They're completely identical. It's just this one has special animations. I don't know if they're actually compatible with each other. It would be kind of interesting if you could put them in together, but... Let's give them a snowy rock cave. Not enough snow, too much salt water, happier with more rocks. Okay. There we go. And then more rocks. Where did that damn zookeeper? You're gonna take care of the polar bears too. Okay, that's up to 92 suitability already. Good enough for who it's for. Now let's add a male polar bear to go with it. And that should... Suitability rating at least 90 for 15 exhibits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15. Okay, who's not at 90? $89 in the saltwater crocodile. Okay, that's too damn many saltwater crocodiles. Why is your suitability low? I swear I checked it carefully. Okay, where is your zookeeper? Exhibit 6. Which one of you assholes is supposed to be taking care of Exhibit 6? I think that's him right there. We might need to move these guys to a bigger exhibit. Okay, that got him to 89. Oh, there we go. Okay. Offered 2 pandas. Alright. So these guys, one pile of poop is enough to push them over the edge. It's probably a good thing we're not going to be counting on them for the win. Because the giant pandas will get us our 15th exhibit easily enough. Okay, so... we got to build a giant panda exhibit. Computer? Computer? What is the density of the giant panda?
Giant panda. Density 20. That's square feet per animal.
It's not square feet, but anyway. It doesn't matter. The giant panda is very shy. So we're going to make most of the front of their exhibit closed. I'm just going to do it right like this. We're going to run it all the way to the back wall. There's no reason not to make it huge. Okay. Now. Computer. What is the terrain breakdown for the giant panda? The tile numbers gave me are completely wrong, so I just want the percentages. Because it's going to calculate for minimum size, which is 40 tiles. This is
Giant
definitely
Panda
not
terrain
that.
mix. Positive suitability entries with percentages that add up to 100. Coniferous floor makes up 80% at $80 per tile. Grass is 8% at $40 per tile. Gray rock is 5% at $60 per tile. Snow is 5% at $100 per tile. Fresh water is 2% at $30 per tile. For allocation, non-dominant terrains get the floor of the percentage times the total number of tiles, with a minimum of 1 tile if the percentage is greater than 0. The remainder goes to coniferous floor. For example, with 3 pandas, you have 60 tiles. That gives 1 freshwater tile, 3 grass, 3 gray rock, 3 snow, and 50 coniferous floor tiles.
Okay. And they also want a bit of height. So we're going to need at least 14k to cover this exhibit. I should be able to afford that eventually. We've got 2 restaurants now. We should probably add another 1 or 2. So I'm going to go ahead and add a restaurant up here to this corner. We're going to call it the Panda Express. Okay. I think this corner down here is going to turn into a big attraction area eventually. So I want at least 20k before we really start seriously building the panda exhibit. We're going to have to do a lot of careful tweaking to get the pandas just right. I'm going to stick the panda cave down here. Then we're going to make a little hill here in the corner. We'll put the snow and rock on that. And then if they want more cliffs and hills, we'll just make little cliffs down here. Put their pond over here somewhere. Something like that. And this all down here is going to be coniferous floor. Something like that. And then for foliage, they like bamboo. Which is unfortunately not cheap. How much the damn pandas themselves cost? $5,000 a piece? Okay. Well, we're not buying pandas for a little bit at least. We need 10k to buy the pair of pandas, and then we're going to need probably at least another 5 to 10k to finish getting their exhibit set up. So I guess we're waiting for money. I guess we're waiting for money. I could probably get... Let's see. I did make this 10 deep, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, yep. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we got 180 tile panda exhibit, which is way huge. But anyway. Computer? 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 What is the train breakdown for 180 tile panda exhibit?
Here's the rewritten version, designed to sound natural when read aloud. For the giant panda exhibit, we have 180 tiles total. According to the allocation rules, non-dominant terrains get the floor of their percentage times the tile count, with a minimum of 1 tile, and the remainder goes to the dominant terrain. So, the breakdown is, coniferous floor gets 80%, which is 145 tiles, at $80 each, for a total of $11,600. Grass gets 8%. That's 14 tiles, at $40 each, for $560. Gray rock gets 5%, 9 tiles, at $60 each, for $540. Snow also gets 5%, 9 tiles, at $100 each, for $900. Fresh water gets 2%, 3 tiles, at $30 each, for $90. The total cost comes to $13,690. This assumes train means terrain, and 180 tiles supports about 9 pandas at a density of 20 tiles per panda. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version or a different tone.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know why it suddenly decided to do that, but anyway. How many tiles of... Grass was 14 tiles, okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover all the non-rock with coniferous floor. And then I'm going to scatter some grass around. The important thing I wanted to do is I got the... okay, 14 tiles. Wait, how many tiles of water was that? It was just like a couple. 3 tiles of water, okay. So we'll put in 3 tiles of water and then we'll put the grass around the water. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, this should be the right terrain mix, which will help considerably. Now, why do we have a sick elephant, and why isn't the zookeeper taking care of it? Oh, we have a 4th. Go take care of the damn elephant. Okay, that one's not the sick one, apparently. Okay, what kind of mix of elephants do we have in here now? Male, female, male, male. Alright. Well, elephant number 3, you're getting sold. Okay, we have enough money to buy the pandas. They get a dedicated zookeeper. Exhibit with more cliffs and hills. Needs more foliage, happier with more rocks. But they are green, so they're not going to be actively unhappy. Which means I can take my time and get them set up just the way they need to be. They had a bunch of little random cliffs all over the place. Okay. Now, we're going to cap most of these little hills with bamboo. That already gets our suitability up to the 90s, which is excellent. Okay. They would be happier with more rocks. We'll add a few rocks here in a minute. First, though, I'm going to continue adding more bamboo. Because you can never have enough foliage. I mean, you can, but... All right. Why? Did the repair guy not fix that? Okay, he was going to fix it, but he never got there. Go repair shit. Definitely having more than one repair guy would be a good idea. Okay. Back to working on the pandas. Oh, nope. We're out of money, so no working on pandas. Okay. We need to fix it so that bastard can't just go anywhere he feels like going. Yeah. I'm gonna put some walls around this so he can't get out. There. Zookeeper enclosure. Keeps him penned up so he can never get far away from the door. Why is your happiness so low? Feeling crowded by too many guests. Happier with more rocks. Just cover the whole hillside with rocks. That gets suitability to 97, which is probably about the best it's ever going to get. Feeling crowded by too many guests. Their happiness is high because the zookeeper's currently in the pen. There's not really a whole lot I can do about less guests except put up even more solid fence, but... Okay. Now, from this point, there's really not a whole lot else I can do. Except, wait. We have a year and a bit, during which hopefully the pandas do their thing. The other objectives are completed. So let's go ahead and save our game. And then we wait. I'm going to see if I can get them to 100% suitability, just because why not, but... "99% suitability. That'll have to do. Okay, now, unicorns. I want to put in a nice, grand unicorn exhibit. And I think we're going to put it over here. And that'll give us a nice big old chunk over here we can put in guest amenities of various types. Something like that anyway. I could rip out the saltwater crocodile thing because they're not really contributing anything useful anymore. And they're not terribly attractive. And that would give me space to put some stuff over there, which would also be good. Maybe I should put unicorns right here by the entrance. Just big old huge unicorn pen. Unicorns are very attractive. We're going to need a bunch of money for it. I don't remember if unicorns want hills or not. I don't think so. We definitely have way too many lions. Okay, that gets us back into the lion amounts. Bengal tigers are fine. Komodo dragons are fine. White Bengal tigers are fine. Tapirs seem fine still. I really should have built these with the land facing this way. Oh well. Our buffalo herd grows. They seem fine. Clouded leopard, fine for now. Anteater's fine for now. Alright. Let's start plotting. These guys are also quite shy, so... Similar to the pandas, we're just going to build a ginormous enclosure. That's probably plenty large. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then over here we can put in another restaurant. An animal theater. A carousel. You know, all the typical things you would stick in a place like this. Don't think that'll quite fit. No. Well, if we do that, Okay. Got a little plaza off the side there with all the amenities. Computer. Computer. What is the terrain breakdown? Just the percentages. The system's really crap. I should know, I wrote it.
Here's the rewritten version, ready for
No.
text-to-speech. This is the same exhibit as before, showing the giant
No.
panda terrain mix and how it's split across 180
It's not what I
tiles.
wanted.
The breakdown is: coniferous floor makes up 80%, which is
Fine.
145 tiles. Grass is 8%,
I'll ask
or
the
14
text
tiles.
version, it
Gray
will
rock is
know.
5%, or 9 tiles. Snow is also 5%, or 9 tiles. Fresh water is 2%, or 3 tiles. Adding those up, 145 plus 14 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 equals 180. The total cost is $13,690.
And it doesn't listen to kill commands while it's talking either. You know, the worst thing about software when it sucks and you wrote it is that you're the only one who can fix it. Alright. The unicorn, I'm pretty sure, likes the stables. Deciduous floor. A little bit of fresh water, a little bit of grass. Okay. Likes 10%. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's a pretty sizable little forest pond we're going to put in. Oops. Damn it, why do I know better than doing it that way. If you click and drag, it will jump up and bite you in the ass. Okay. It's going to cost us 20,000 to put in that much deciduous floor. Let's see, the rest of it was grass. Yeah. Okay. It's like 240 tiles, not quite. Which means I believe we want 24 tiles. Okay. And what kind of tree do these guys like? Oh, damn it, where are they at in the list again? There they are. Japanese maple. We'll put in at least a few trees to start with. And then we'll load it up with trees later. Alright. Computer? 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 Ah, shit, I killed it, that's right. Let's start it back up. I should give it a new session, so it'll be a little less weird about certain things. Well, I can't ask what the maximum group size if it's not running now, can I? Ooh, we're gonna need 12k to buy a pair of zebras. Or unicorns, I mean. Damn it. I think they only are, I think they're solitary. Means you can have up to a pair. Yeah, they're fiercely independent. Which means we don't want a ton of them. Where's the damn zookeeper supposed to be taking care of this? Stop wandering off. Honestly. I almost need to pen the zookeepers more than I need to pen in the animals. Okay, the pandas are pretty happy. That's good. We have too many giant anteaters. Technically, I think we'd be fine with how many we've got, but... Okay, we've got a lot of bison. Let's just prune those numbers preemptively. We got a lot of penguins. Do we have too many penguins yet? No. Okay. Let's prune them preemptively anyway. Try to keep things under control a little bit. Alright. We've got the money to buy the unicorns. Let's go ahead and do that now. %87 suitability already? Does not like large stable. Really? Okay. Well then, they must like the lean-to. Yep, okay, they do. They need more foliage. I figured that would be the case. Give them a lovely little forest around here. Really hard to see the grid lines on this terrain type. I guess 94% suitability. Let's add a rock or two. Oh, kangaroos are keeling over of old age. How many rocks do you guys want? Okay, that many apparently. I guess 96% suitability, good enough for who it's for. Alright, kangaroo! We have one female kangaroo. Okay. Lovely. Now, technically, we only need 15 exhibits to have 90 suitability. We have 17? Because the pandas count as one, and now the unicorns count as one. We've reached the 1,000th guest. Really? We were just at 500 a little bit ago. Okay, well we want to turn zoo marketing off then. And we want to turn admission price to like at least 50. Because 1,000 is the guest cap, so we're not going to get any more guests until some leave. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Things are running pretty well in the park. There is nothing left to do but wait. And how long did it take per year again? I'll have to look this up again. 1 hour per year. Which means it's going to be What's the current date? January 28th. It's going to be a little bit after 11 o'clock by the time we finish this, assuming I never pause again. I should have started stream earlier. Oh well. Oh well. Did I assign you guys a zookeeper? I just realized I might not have hired a zookeeper. I did not hire... Oh wait. I did not hire a zookeeper for the unicorns. Let's just fix that real quick. They're not incredibly hungry yet or anything, but they do still want more foliage, so we could continue adding some and get them up to 100% suitability, but it really doesn't matter. Zoo rating is 93, which is probably the highest I've seen in a very long time. But anyway, the zoo is done. There is nothing more to add to it. I mean, obviously we can decorate things like that, but... Or we could add more exhibits if I felt like it. Just realized I made a mistake here on these paths. Okay. I don't remember. There were different stats for the different styles of decorative flower bed. And some were more appealing to certain kinds of guest versus other kinds of guest. But I don't remember which ones were which. There we go. Baby panda. Now it's all done but the waiting. Alright. Well, at this point we have completed the scenario. The only way to lose would be to radically screw up. Technically, I believe if we sold the panda, we could lose at this point still. Because then we wouldn't have a baby panda. Or, well, it doesn't actually check baby panda. It checks for panda born in the zoo. aka not adopted. Okay, there goes the fountain that spot was left for eons ago. I do believe the zoo rating has gone down, actually. Probably because there's sick animals. We only have 25 zoo benefactors. It's kind of interesting. Usually it's way higher. Guest happiness is 96. Animal happiness is 96. Restaurants are making money. This gift shop's not making much money, but that's fine. I've always noticed that even if you have them widely spread out, 2 gift shops rarely make any money. One will make money and the other won't. So there's not really a huge demand for gift shops. Which makes sense. But also... well, the animal theater is actually making a solid profit. That's unusual. The entrance to Exhibit 6 is blocked. Well, that's a lie. It's probably the snaky path to get back in there. Oh, well. Ugh. Hmm. Well, let's see. What else would I want to do to this place? There's pretty much not a whole lot left that I want to do to it. Giant Anteater 3 has died of old age. I just bought those damn things. Wait, Giant Anteater 3? That was one of the... okay. These things must be very short-lived. I wish they made baby animals more rare. And, also made them take much longer to grow up. And made animals live much longer. It was just annoying busy work to have to constantly replace your animals. And baby animals are so common for most species that you just end up having piles and piles of them and waste all your time selling the damn things. So they were all happy about the first one I sold, but not so much about the rest of them. Which sucks to be them, but... okay, that takes care of that problem for a bit. Once again, we have way too many Bengal tigers. Komodo dragons are fine. Black leopards are fine. Tapirs are fine. White Bengal tigers, we're down to 1. Which means 2 of them died, or 1 of them at least died of old age. It's a male. Okay. Spotted leopards are fine. Bison are fine. Anteaters are back to being fine. We've got 4 polar bears, which is a few more than I really wanted. We'll leave 3 for now. Okay. I don't remember how many I sized that to fit, but... How many guests do we have at the moment? The rating's back up to 93, which is good. 955 guests. It's pretty reasonable. We're pulling in solid amounts of cash. Okay. How much money is the shit shack making us? About 1,500 a month? Okay. We've got tons of money and nothing really to spend it on anymore. Unless I want to keep expanding my zoo, which I kind of don't. It's about the right size, I think. Look, this is a freeform game. Ugh. I'd start ripping out some of these center exhibits and putting in more amenities and stuff there. And then I would continue growing the zoo out this way, probably. As it is, saltwater crocodiles are probably going to go. Not sure what I want to stick there, which is why they're still there for now. Could put a petting zoo over here. Wouldn't be the worst idea ever. Kind of tempting. For now, I think we'll just leave it alone. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game again. And we'll use that one. Because that's, if we lose the game, that'll be what caused it. A couple of animals die of old age at the wrong moment. Some of the animals definitely will not be a problem. The lions have replaced themselves so many times that we probably have the great-great-great-grandchildren of the original lions. The elephants in no way will keel over that quickly. Pandas should be fine. And the bison are enthusiastically replacing themselves, as are the penguins. Komodo Komodo dragons should be fine. The tapirs I would worry about a little bit, maybe. And the Bengal tigers have mostly replaced themselves. The saltwater crocodiles keep replacing themselves. The kangaroos haven't been. But we should have plenty of time left on our remaining kangaroos. So I'm not too worried about them either. Let's see. What kind of decorative bullcrap can I add in? Put some zoo maps here by the entrance. At the various plazas. Although it'd be kind of cool to put arches at the plazas instead. Nah. I wonder... No, you can't. Okay. Okay. I could add observation areas along these paths. I don't think I'm going to. There's not really a whole lot of large empty spaces available for statues. Oh, there are some. I'd rather fill them with shrubs, I think. Okay. That looks pretty decent. Okay. A little draft topiary there at the end of the path leading from the restaurant. Even though we don't have any giraffes at this zoo. Oh no, there's only 6 months left to complete the scenario. What will I ever do? Truly, we are on borrowed time. Oh well. We have polar bear topiary. We can put them over here by the polar bears. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Meanwhile, despite my best attempts to waste it all, we continue collecting money. What is it with our zoo and having tons of baby male elephants born in it? I'd rather have a baby female elephant to go with our existing young male. Oh well. That just means I'm going to go ahead and sell elephant number 4. Okay. So for completing this scenario, we'll unlock the second mystery animal. Unfortunately, the second mystery animal is much, much less cool than it would have been back when the game was new. Because the second mystery animal is the Triceratops. Which before Dinosaur Diggs was added, was a very, very cool addition to the zoo. However, when Dinosaur Diggs was added, they made a lot of changes to it to make it fit with the Dinosaur Diggs dinosaurs. And then it became just kind of another Dinosaur Diggs dinosaur instead of the super cool secret mystery animal you can unlock. Meaning that the only mystery animal of any real note ended up being the less interesting of the two, namely the unicorn. Which unicorn is cool and all, but it wasn't quite as cool as Triceratops. Oh well. Let's grab a maintenance worker. What are you doing way the hell out there? No. Get back to the zoo and get your lazy ass to work. You can start repairing that fence. Okay. Actually, here, go repair that one. Alright. Alright. Oh, another baby white Bengal tiger. We take those. Unfortunately, we don't get the 10,000 for it because we already had one. You only get payout for the first endangered species of each type. But anyway. Anyway. Although, honestly, for as cool as it is, or cool as it was, the Triceratops is not that interesting of an animal. When you get right down to like building its exhibit and stuff. It's just basically it's a bison exhibit. You build a gigantic grass exhibit with a ton of broadleaf bushes and multiple dedicated zookeepers because they produce an incredible amount of crap all over the ground. Oh, baby tapir. We take those. And then, of course, with dinosaur digs, you had to start using scientists instead of normal zookeepers and blah. Actually, I think you could still use normal zookeepers, but scientists were definitely preferred. Okay. Get over here and fix these fences. We don't want any polar bears getting out to eat anybody. No matter how funny that would be. I mean, technically, we don't have a guest happiness limit. Are there any unhappy guests? You're not unhappy. You just need to go to the restaurant. Okay. There's a couple new arrivals who aren't incredibly happy. Most everybody's pretty darn happy, though. Alright. If I had any unhappy guests, I would attempt to see if polar bears were hungry, but they don't seem to be, so... I remember one time I had a zoo where I ended up building a dedicated guest eating exhibit. I had standard exhibit for some. I don't even remember what animal it was for. And then I had a smaller exhibit near it. That was all laid out in such a way that the guests couldn't get out of it. And I'd pick the animal up and stick him in the exhibit for a little bit. Which didn't make the animal very happy, but anyway. And then I would dump the guest in with him, and that was how I got rid of unhappy guests. When I was bored. I don't think it was that zoo, but it was another zoo around that time that I built the guest exhibit as well. That was kind of really funny. It was one of the scenarios. I got really bored near the end of the scenario. And so I built a loop of path. And I put in the fancy restroom, a food stand, a drink stand. I think I might have put in a gift shop. I don't remember. A couple of trash cans, a couple of maintenance workers, some picnic tables along the one side, some benches. The one end of the path was up against a lion exhibit, so they could see the lions when they walked past. And then I ran a path from there to the actual main path. Waited till there were enough guests on the loop, and then deleted the path. And fenced it all in with the guest fencing. I think I used the post and rope style fence. Anyway, I fenced the whole thing with that so the guests couldn't leave. And they just walked around in that around and around and around and around in that circle. Their happiness stayed high because they would keep walking past the lions. Like, sure, there was nothing to see but lions, but the lions were happy, so the guests were happy too. And there was a restroom they could use. There were their food and drink needs taken care of. Everything they ever wanted. So like the food was along the back side. The restroom was on the one end, I think, and the lines were on the other end. And then the other side was near the main path. So the guests could see other guests as they were walking by. It was very silly, but... Okay, we're back to having too many lions again. There. About 1 million African warthogs. I should go through and sell them all. We'll keep number 26 and 25. The rest of them can all go. Which they're not going to like because they like living in large groups. Oh, wait. No, we're going to keep number 29 and 28. Yeah, we'll keep a pair of baby warthogs, and that way it'll be longer before we have to start selling more off again. Because they'll have to grow up before we can have more. Okay. Got 5 bison, that's not a big deal. Okay. Restaurants are all making big money. Unicorns are reasonably happy. Alright. We're making surprisingly good donations off the unicorn exhibit. Like, you definitely are not gonna make any serious amount of money off donations to individual exhibits, but better than nothing. Current zoo population is 854, so we're slowly going down on people. Let's lower our mission price to 49, which I believe is the break point there. Zoo rating is still 93. I think the only way to get zoo rating higher right now would be to get even more animals. Get more animal variety. Which we definitely could afford, but I don't feel like it. Maintenance workers. What are you lazy bastards doing? You're going to fix a fence? You're going to fix a fence? Okay. We should be fine then. right. Yeah. Like, there's no reason I couldn't have taken way more time and built much larger, fancier exhibits, and we still would have won. But I don't want to cut it that close. As it was, particularly as we got closer to the end, I was starting to put in some much fancier exhibits. Like, the elephant exhibit is way larger than it needs to be. We could have easily built a much smaller one and had it work out just fine. Yeah, these exhibits are all larger than they had to be. Obviously, the unicorns are way larger, but they were built after the scenario was finished. Maybe I should build an absolutely gigantic 4-species savanna exhibit. We'll use post and rail fence. Okay. Now, this exhibit is going to be insane. If I had even a little bit less money than I have, I would not even consider this. But it's not like we have anything better to do with our time, so... That's $40,000 worth of basic terrain. Okay. Um... It's 250 tiles. Plus another 450 tiles total. Like, that's 200, this side and that side. Oh, it's more than that, actually. Yeah. So this is 300. 400, 550, 570 tiles.
Wow. Wow.
Let's figure out how many animals I can fit in that. Huh. I'm asking the text agent instead of using the voice one because the text one... Oh, whoops. Damn it, that's the wrong agent. That's not the one that has access to the database. You are the right one. Okay. Boom. All right. Giant anteaters died of old age. Of course it didn't. Oh, what are the animals from the 4 species exhibit again? Zebra, gazelle, wildebeest, ostrich. Ten of each, with 20 tiles left over. Okay. Well, that's going to be one extremely attractive exhibit. Five tiles of sand, 8 tiles of dirt, 27 tiles of fresh water. Okay. 27 fresh water, 8 dirt, 5 sand. I think I already have too much water, technically. Yeah. That's fine. We'll adjust a little bit. How much sand? 5. Oh, oops. It's not where I wanted to do that. Okay, we'll probably actually want to add a little more dirt than that, but this is going to need multiple zookeepers. Okay. 36. Okay, we still need more. Is that the tribal exhibit? Something like that. Okay, that should be enough. Now, zookeepers. Let's go ahead and put one in there to start. And then 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And where's the damn ostriches? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, zookeeper, you're assigned permanently to here. I'm going to give you 2 friends because you're going to need all the help you can get. All right. If this is not the most attractive exhibit in the zoo, I don't know what is. Just do a quick spot check to make sure everybody's going to be happy with this. And they are. We don't actually have to get any particular degree of happiness going on here. Because our scenario objective is that we have to have 15 exhibits that meet a certain quality. This is exhibit number 18. And so as long as 15 of the other exhibits are good enough, this one doesn't have to be. Like, this is an actual shit ton of animals. I have never built an exhibit this large. Even in my misspent youth. I think the game is lagging a little bit. I wouldn't know why. So the zebras don't like this much foliage, but everybody else is pretty okay with it. Okay, that's probably about enough then. That gets us to 86 suitability. I probably shouldn't have bought 10 to start. I should have bought 5 of each, maybe. Because now we've got a bazillion baby animals we're going to have. And I'm going to have to go through and try to sell them all. All right, now, the guests would probably like to see these animals. Shock, surprise. So, this has got to be, without a question, the most attractive exhibit in the whole zoo. So next thing you know, this whole area back here is going to be completely stuffed with literally every single person in the zoo arriving. I forgot to pen the zookeepers in. Oops. Okay. A rock for you. Okay. 88 suitability. Ostriches are only 78. Gazelles are 82. Ostrich doesn't like its exhibit. What? There are not enough shelters. Not enough dirt, not enough sand. Okay. Apparently with more baby animals added, went way over the pop cap for the shelters. Yeah, we don't want the zookeepers free range. We want them constrained so that they, if they exit, they can't go far away from the entrance before they turn right around and go back in to go do something in here. Otherwise, they'll wander off to who the hell knows where. Look at the flood of people heading this way. It's like half the zoo is headed that way. Not quite everyone, but pretty darn close. Got the old "here they come" meme. Here it comes. Anyway, we're going to sell a lot of these animals pretty soon because the massive wave of baby animals is going to, as soon as they grow up, push this place massively over pop. That's a lot of animal shelters. Zoo rating went up to 95. That's pretty high. $570 tiles, I think it was. Yeah, 570 tiles. It's a pretty big exhibit. And technically there's 20 more tiles than what we actually needed for that, for the number of animals I put in. The hard part is going to be dealing with this animal list. Oh well, it's October. We probably can just ignore it until the scenario finishes, and it'll be fine. I should have paid attention to how much I spent on it, but one way or another, it didn't make that huge of a dent in our cash. I mean, it was a pretty big dent, but yeah. Well. It's so large it looks overcrowded. There's so many animals in it. Red Kangaroo 3 has died of old age. Could you not? What do we got? Red Kangaroo 5 is a male kangaroo. Okay, so we'll buy him a hot young lady. Should hopefully take care of any problems there. Anything else I need to deal with? We should probably sell some bison. We'll keep 3. Okay. Penguins are doing fine, looks like. Polar bears are doing fine. Black leopards are fine. Moto dragons. Bengal tigers could use a little sale. White Bengal tigers are fine. Crocodiles are fine. Tapirs could use a sale. Lions are fine. Warthogs, despite me selling all but a pair of young ones, are breeding back up. It's a good thing we don't have any rabbits, because breeding like warthogs is bad enough. The zebras, or unicorns, are still fine. And of course, the whole reason we're here in the first place, the pandas are doing perfectly fine. I think we need more zookeepers for this. That's 5 zookeepers for this enclosure now. Okay. How many people do we have in the zoo right now? 868. Okay. I'm going to turn zoo funding up just a little tiny bit. We were at 1,000 people, and then I raised the prices to get in quite a lot, and stopped funding any zoo marketing. But a little tiny bit of zoo marketing should make them view us extremely favorably. And then combine that with our extremely high zoo rating. And we should get plenty of people even with our $49 admission price. Not that we really need the money, but... oh well. It is November, finally. So it looks like... it's what? How many minutes a month was it? It says 5. Yeah. That seems about right. So we've got about a little bit less than 10 more minutes to go. Scenario's still doing great. It'll probably be a little more than 10 minutes because I'd be very surprised if the game was running at full speed. I wish I could bring up some kind of performance monitor and find out how fast the emulated CPU thinks it's going. But this is running on Windows 98, and I don't think it's safe to Alt-Tab. It might be, but I'm not going to find out. Not at this point. Speaking of which, let's save our game again. Save over the stop dying save. Just in case I don't want to have to redo the last several months. Yeah, this is running an emulated Pentium 2, I think. 450 megahertz? Something like that. So for a Windows 98 computer, it's pretty baller. I could have run this on Windows XP, but it turns out it's a lot harder to emulate XP. Because it's hard to find drivers that work with VMs. There's drivers for, like there's a really weird divide in there. Up to Windows 98, it's pretty easy to find emulators, like not virtual machines, but an actual emulator. And of course, the drivers are still readily available. So if you're emulating particular old hardware, you just go find somebody who archived the drivers from back then, and there you go, everything you need. But for XP, it's new enough that most emulators don't have hardware that's quite that up to date. Could you random assholes get over there and deal with stuff? This enclosure is so large that the zookeepers have trouble navigating to the edges. An emperor penguin died of old age. So you're not really getting faster hardware anyway, because most of the emulators aren't going to support truly contemporary stuff. And then when you try to go look at virtual machines, a lot of the virtual machines don't have drivers for XP anymore. So you're going to have to use older versions of the virtual machines, which, how about no? So there's just kind of this gap where you don't really have an emulator and you don't really have a VM that can run it properly. If you really wanted to badly enough, you can. But it's easier just to go with 98 and make a nice contemporary 98 computer. And games that are old enough that they have trouble running under wine are going to run just fine on an emulator under 98. Only 1 month left to complete the scenario. What are we going to do? Where's the other bastard? Okay, I want you to go fix this elephant fence. It looks like it's been neglected. Oh, wait, it just got fixed. Okay. Well then, go do whatever you want. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know about now, but I know that for a long time XP was still used in a lot of ATMs and stuff. It probably is still in use. That's the kind of thing that isn't going to be updated all that often. You're standing on a pile of shit. Go clean it up. Whatever. Yeah. XP was a really solid operating system. It's very dated. Oh wait, I miscalculated the number of tiles here. These two don't actually line up. We had a whole 10 tiles less than I thought we did. Oh well, it doesn't change the calculations I did any. It just means instead of having 20 tiles extra, we have 10 tiles extra. So it's 560 tiles, not 570. Yeah, there's no reason you can't run XP on a modern computer, except that XP never had a good 64-bit version. 64-bit XP is best described as a giant pile of shit. It sort of worked. Badly. And then when it comes to like machine control computers, a lot of those run all kinds of weirdo software. Plenty of them still run XP because that was what was new when when the machine was made, and nobody's gonna rewrite the software to run it. Then there's some weird custom protocol to talk to the actual computer on the machine itself. And nobody wants to figure out how to do that and rewrite everything to talk to it. And so the computer that runs the interface is... I guess I am saying computer a lot.
Your message got cut off. You said the interface is and then it stopped. What did you mean? What would you like me to do?
Nothing. That's what I want you to do. Matter of fact, I'm going to go shut that thing off. Go away. Alright. Ostrich 9. Ostrich don't like the exhibit. They're probably complaining because it doesn't have enough shelters again. Yeah. Not enough shelters. We definitely need to go sell some animals. But it's almost the end of the scenario, so I don't care. December 24th. Scenario objectives are completed. I don't care. Get me out of here. We have 200,000 in the bank despite wasting a ton of it on this gigantic exhibit. Or this gigantic exhibit. Oh. Unicorn 2 has died of old age. Well, that's no good. Really? I didn't have those unicorns that long. Why are you dying of old age already? Where's the damn unicorns on the list? There. Let's just buy a fresh pair, I guess. Okay. Good enough. Yeah, I never had an AOL email. The first email I ever got was a Gmail address. I've long gotten rid of that Gmail address, though, and I have a different one now. I would like to believe a better one. I should start moving over to my using my business email more. But that sounds like work. No, unicorns are mystery animal number 1 that we unlocked for doing the last scenario. Yay, we won. Mystery animal number 2, which we unlocked for doing this scenario, is Triceratops. Unfortunately, with the Dinosaur Digs DLC, the Triceratops was changed considerably. And so it's a lot less cool than it was before. It's still cool, but now it's like a dinosaur. Not a zoo animal who happens to be a really cool dinosaur. So that is all of the base game scenarios. We did skip a few of the scenarios that were added by DLCs and stuff later. But we completed all the base game scenarios, including the very advanced ones, and unlocked both mystery animals. Now, there are 2 other mystery animals. There's one for doing the breeding the T-Rex scenario. I don't remember what it is. It didn't sound very interesting to me. And there's another one for doing the Marine Mania, I think Super Zoo. Or was it Ultimate Zoo? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I think it was Super Zoo. But anyway, I'm not overly interested in doing those DLCs. I kind of wanted to do Dinosaur Digs, the scenarios, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna. We spent enough time on Zoo Tycoon. I really like it. It's extremely good for its age. But also, the way the scenarios are constructed, so they have those time limits, and you gotta spend a lot of time at the end just waiting, kind of sucks the fun out of it after a while. Oh well. It is 11:20, which is solidly later than I had hoped that we would go, but that means it is high time to wrap these things up. Tomorrow's Friday, which means should be some EDF. Saturday and Sunday, we'll have some Sniper Elite. Monday, Crab Champions. Tuesday and Wednesday will probably be Power World. And then next Thursday, I'm not sure. I don't really have anything lined up yet. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. dig through my pile of games and figure out if there's anything cool I haven't played in many, many years that I'd like to revisit. That, however, is a problem for future Milo. For tonight, it looks like Abby's playing Vintage Story. Okay, sure. Let's rate Abby. Hopefully, I see you all back here tomorrow for EDF shenaniganry. And I will see you all later. Good night and goodbye.